Hey sis, if this Christmas season is making you feel alone, more so than joyful, more anxious than peaceful, then I see you. I've been you, and I need you to know something. Welcome to Resilience to Radiance. Now, this is a different kind of Christmas message. This isn't the highlight reel. This is for the sister sitting alone in her room, in her house, in her apartment, watching everyone else's perfect family photos on social media. This is for the woman who's financially struggling and can't buy the gifts that she wants to give. It's for the woman who's estranged from family, who's barely holding it together. This is for you, sis. You see, I know what it's like to spend Christmas feeling poor, alone, and abandoned. I know the specific pain of this season when the world is shouting joy and togetherness and you're drowning in isolation and lack. When everyone assumes that you're with family and you're actually wondering how you'll make it through another day. So before I say anything else, sis, I need you to hear this. I see you. I know your pain and you are not alone. Let me take you back to Christmas 2006. Now, I want to be really honest with you about where I was. I had left my marriage a few years back. Some of my family had chosen sides and it wasn't mine. I was in a home I could barely afford, bills piling up and feeling the daily panic of not being able to afford them. My children were with their father for the holidays, with their family, and I was alone. Actually, alone on Christmas Day. I had £9 or so. I think that's probably around $12 in my bank account. I kept checking it as if the number would somehow magically change. It didn't. The truth was, I couldn't have afforded to host my children even if they were here. Everywhere I looked, everyone else seemed to have it all together. The Instagram posts of perfect families, the Facebook updates about elaborate gifts and celebrations. Even the commercials felt like they were mocking me. You see, here's what they don't talk about: the panic that sets in during the holidays when you're struggling. It's not just sadness, it's a frantic feeling of I'm being left behind. Everyone else has figured out life except me. I'm failing. And for black women especially, there's this added layer. You see, we're supposed to be the strong ones, the one who hold families together, the matriarchs. And when you can't even hold yourself together, the shame is crushing. I spent that Christmas crying, fighting the urge to completely fall apart, sitting in what I call the resistance, the space of resilience that is so familiar to so many of us and very familiar to me, I know. That place where you're resisting your reality so hard that you can't even begin to move through it. But you know what they say? What you resist persists. But here's what I learned, what I discovered sitting in that house that was cold because I was afraid to put the heating on or turn it up, in fact. In that pretty sparse home that felt cold and isolating. What I discovered was that the resistance was making it worse, and that the more I fought against my reality, the more that I suffered. So I did something radical. I stopped resisting. I said out loud to myself, look, this is where I am. This is my Christmas, and I'm going to be okay. And you know what I was? I made myself a nice dinner. All right, might not have had all the trimmings, but I used what I had, and I relished every morsel. I watched movies that I know I enjoyed and I laughed. I put music on and I danced around my living room. And I knew I was going to be okay, and something shifted. So if you're in that place right now, financially struggling, emotionally depleted, physically alone, I need you to hear these truths, my sis. Your current circumstances are not your final destination. Now, I know it doesn't feel that way. I know it feels permanent, but this season of your life is just that, a season, and it will change. For many of you, I know you're thinking, but I've been in this season for so goddamn long. When is it going to change? But it has to change because everything in life has to change. You know, if they say if there are one thing that we're sure of in life, or two things, it's death, taxes, or rather three, death, taxes, and that everything changes. Second thing you need to know is that you're not alone. Even when you feel physically alone, there are thousands of black women all over 40 going through exactly what you're going through right now. Some under 40. And we as their elders need to reach back and support them. We don't talk about it though because of the shame. But I'm talking about it because I need you to know this is not unique to you. You're not failing. You're just in a hard season. The third thing I want you to know is that this Christmas doesn't define your worth. Your bank account does not define your worth. Your relationship status doesn't define your worth. Your family situation doesn't define your worth. And I know it's really hard to believe that sometimes because the whole world seems to be projecting a completely different impression or image. But sis, you are valuable because you exist. Full stop. Period. Here's what I built from that painful Christmas and many other painful moments in my life. This community, the Resilience to Radiance Collective exists because I never want another black woman to feel the way I felt that day. And if she does feel that way, I want her to know that she's not alone and that there are others who have been there who can help her through it. Hold her hand and let her know that this is a season and she will get through. We are your people here. This comment section, this community, we are here and we're not going anywhere, sis. Now, I'm not going to, toxic positivity this. I'm not going to tell you to just think positive and manifest abundance, all of that, because that is just not helpful when you're in survival mode. But instead, I'm going to give you some practical hope. You only have to make it through today, not the whole season, sis, just today. Find one small thing that brings you even a moment of peace or joy. It could be a really warming cup of tea, a favourite song, a walk outside, just one thing. And if you're spiraling, try and ground yourself. Find 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Come back to your body. Be thankful for your body. Be thankful that you woke up this morning. And for this season, just unfollow anyone on social media who makes you feel worse. Protect your peace and your mind ruthlessly. Reach out to one person, even if it's just a text saying, I'm struggling. Ensure that you feel you can trust that person. And if you don't have that person, which often is the case, and in many times in my life, I haven't had that person, connection is medicine. Comparison is the thief of joy, and their highlight reel is not their reality. So if you don't have that person, come here. Read the comments, leave your truth because we will hold you. This is where real conversations happen. And know that I personally read the comments and I personally care about your journey because it's been my journey. Now, I want to do something special right now. If you're feeling alone this Christmas season, I want you to leave a comment that just says, I'm here. That's it. Just, I'm here. And then I want everyone in this community to reply to those comments with encouragement. Let's create a thread of solidarity. Let's show each other that none of us are actually alone. And if you're in a better place this year, if you've been where we are and made it through, leave your story. Tell us what happened. Give us hope. Reach back, sis, and help pull us forward. This comment section is going to be our Christmas gathering, our chosen family, our collective. Because here's what I know for sure, we are stronger together, sis. Now, your pain is real. Your struggle is valid, and you are absolutely not alone in this. I'm wanting to get this taped before the darkness descends, because it gets very dark very early here in the UK. But before you go, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Now, seriously, do it. So let's just breathe in. Fill your lungs. Feel your lungs expanding. Hold for a few seconds. And exhale. And do this as many times as you need until you get into a place where your nervous system starts to calm and you feel some kind of peace. Now, if you made it to the end of this video and you still are here, then you're still fighting. And that, sis, matters more than you know. Now, this Christmas may not be what you wanted, but you are going to make it through. And one day, you will be the one leaving the comment telling another struggling sister that she's not alone. And that's the Resilience to Radiance way. Subscribe if you want to be a part of the family. We're here for the real stuff, the hard stuff, and the journey from just surviving to actually thriving. Share this video if you feel it would be of use to another sis. I love you, I see you, and I'm so glad you're here. Merry Christmas, Queen. You are not alone.